to state that no brainees or insects were harmed in the making of this program, and that none of the training you're about to see be attempted unless under expert supervision.
8 brainees, 1 challenge. To use complex mass of 100 billion cells we call brain for chance to win Brain-Jitsu Black Brain Belt. This is Brain-Jitsu. Born in Lancashire, trained in Japan, with mind as sharp as samurai sword. He is Brain Master. He is the sensei.
Konnichiwa, and welcome to Brain-Jitsu. Mental training specially designed to boost brain power and focus. My trainees, or brainees, have been following a basic program of training in the comfort of their own home. A brain-boosting routine of exercise, sleep, and enough fruit and veg to stock a greengrocers.
The training has prepared me so much for today because it's helped me get over my fear factor.
I'm going to win the black belt because I'm really focused and concentrated.
I think I find easy, like, being concentrated and focused, but I sometimes rush a bit. So, let's see what happens.
My brainees must put their training into practice by testing a part of the brain we use every day.
Level 1. Yellow vault.
Take a look at all these chocolates. Yummy. But how many white rabbits are there? If you got 6, then congratulations. You've just used your occipital lobes. This area, the seeing part of our brain, allows us to recognise and separate images from each other. The 7 brainees who use their occipital lobes the best will be allowed to enter my Brain-Jitsu dojo, where their training will continue. The one who fails will be left outside. Oh, feel the burn.
Enter the dojo!
Our brainees must answer 4 questions by looking at the different shapes on the board in front of them. Get the questions right and they'll be left with a 4-digit code, which they must then use to unlock a piece of brain and secure their place in the dojo. But with only 7 pieces of brain and 8 brainees, one of either Amrit, Alex, Louisa, Christopher, Taylor, Jacob, Heather or Samuel will be left outside and eliminated. A bang of the gong reveals the 4 questions. How many pink shapes are there? How many hexagons are there? How many blue shapes with black numbers are there? How many black numbers are there? The answer our brainees are looking for is 4, 3, 2, 8. First off a stool is Amrit, with Louisa not far behind. Faster than you can say deep-fried dumplings, more of our brainees join them, leaving just Christopher and Taylor still at the noodle bar. And it's Louisa who's first to crack that combination, quickly followed by Heather and Alex. Meanwhile, speedy Amrit has had to make her way back to the noodle bar for another look at the board. A quick reminder of the code our brainees are searching for. It's 4, 3, 2, 8. As there are 4 pink shapes, 3 hexagons, 2 blue shapes with black numbers, and 8 black numbers. Which means that Samuel still hasn't found the right code. Come on, Samuel, work those occipital lobes. With 3 more brainees safely through, it's now a straight fight between Christopher and Samuel for the last piece of brain. But while Samuel's taking his time, Christopher is heading backwards and forwards to the brain more often than a bullet train during rush hour. Samuel now thinks he's got the combination, but has his tactic of not rushing paid off? You bet! Samuel's lock springs open, leaving Christopher to say sayonara to his fellow brainees. While 7 have proven themselves worthy of entering the dojo and continuing their brain training, for Christopher, it's the end of the road.
I think I might have been rushing a little. I feel so bad, I'm really gutted. Someone had to go, didn't they?
So, with 6 levels to go, it's time for Louisa, Alex, Heather, Taylor, Jacob, Amrit and Samuel to receive their yellow brain belts.
I was really wondering whether I'd be able to get through or not, and then eventually when I got it right, I was really happy.
Right now I'm feeling so relieved. It's just to get over it and find out that it works, the combination works.
I can't believe I got through. I thought I was gonna lose.
I really want the black belt.
Brain-Jitsu.
In this next level of training, things are gonna get really hard.
Level 2, orange belt.
We do things every day without even thinking about it, like throwing a ball. But next time you're with your mates, try throwing it with the arm you wouldn't normally use. Yeah, a lot more difficult, isn't it? If you manage to do that, you're using part of your brain that deals with problem solving, the frontal lobes. And that's what level 2 is all about. Taking something you normally do without thinking and doing it differently. Work it. To prepare them for using their frontal lobes in the next challenge, my brainees are gonna need some training.
Room of mental nourishment.
This is the room of mental nourishment, where our young hopefuls will train their brains between every task. While there's nothing to stop our brainees from kicking back and helping themselves to some tempting treats on offer, the more seriously they take their training, the better prepared they'll be for the challenges that lie ahead. And in level 2, that challenge is all about getting their brains to think in a new way.
Brain training. Take turns to call out the action on your cards. Everyone must do it, only when you say Sensei says before the action.
Sensei says right knee up.
Sensei says turn head right.
Both palms up.
It looks like our brainees' home training has paid off. All are focusing well.
Sensei says spin around clockwise.
And with none of them yet to put a foot wrong, our brainees decide to make things harder than a game of speed Sudoku.
Why don't we swap it around a bit? So let's say when someone says look sad, let's look happy. And if someone said Sensei says, let's not do it.
Sensei says look at ceiling. Both arms down.
Both palms up.
Sensei says,
Holy karaoke! Is there nothing that will put these young brainees off their mental stride?
Sensei says...
A tip hardly seems necessary, but here's one anyway.
Don't rush. Pause for 2 seconds to think before you react.
Spin
That
round
is good advice. You see, spending a moment to think before rushing in really can improve your focus and help you to perform better.
Rub stomach clockwise.
Sensei says both palms up.
At last, Jacob trips up, and he's not happy.
You did it as well.
Just carry on.
Never mind, Jacob, you have a nice chalky biscuit. That'll make you feel better.
For the next challenge, I'm really confident I'm gonna win this thing.
You're not gonna win. Because I am.
So, will confident Jacob get one over on his new rival, laid-back Louisa? Or will it be one of the other 5 who'll be heading for an early exit? It's time to find out, as our 7 brainees now put their frontal lobe training to the test. Guardian of the dojo and task adjudicator the Shihan will now demonstrate the level 2 challenge.
Touchy-feely boxes.
Inside 7 boxes is hidden item, 5 of which match with item on shopping list. Brainees must take in turns to reach into each box and guess what inside. Not by looking, but by feeling. If they think that item matches with one on list, they must try to remember number of box it is in. Once brainee have felt all 7 boxes, then have 15 seconds to identify which box they are in. Brainee with least number of correct answer will be eliminated from dojo.
My brainy tip for this task is to focus on just the items on the list and mentally tick them off as they feel each box. Work those frontal lobes. Our brainees wait nervously for the gong. But if you want to know what they don't, here's what's on their shopping list today. In blue box number 2, pickled eggs. Purple box 4 hides pickled onions. In green box 3 we have flour. Bread is in orange box 5. And in yellow box number 6 we have noodles. But there are also 2 distractions for our brainees. In pink box number 1 are maggots, and in red box number 7 some balls. And if that all wasn't enough to make our brainees think differently, you'll have noticed we've jumbled up the box numbers. 3, 2, 1, it's go on the gong. Brainees have just 5 seconds to identify each item before moving on to the next box. Not being able to see the items, the challenge for our brainees is to use their training to think in a new way. Their hands must become their eyes as they focus solely on their sense of touch. Looking a little worried, Amrit plunges her hand into the box. Will she recognise the contents as flour? Can Heather remember that bread is in box number 5? Are Taylor's frontal lobes helping her to identify the contents of this box as noodles? And has Alex worked out that maggots are definitely not on the menu? That's all 7 boxes done, and our brainees have 15 seconds to work out their answers. Here's that list again. And here are the box numbers. There's the last gong. So, who's benefited from their training and allowed their brains to think in a new way? Louisa matched 2 items with the correct box. Alex just 1 item out of 5. Heather 4 out of 5. Taylor also 4 out of 5. Jacob 2 out of 5. Amrit a full house, 5 out of 5. Alex's place in the dojo all rests on Samuel's score. A perfect 5 out of 5. So it's Alex whose focus is found wanting and who must now hand over his brain belt and leave the dojo.
Walk of eternal regret.
I feel a bit disappointed, really. I thought I would get further, obviously under pressure. I didn't make it.
With 5 levels to go, it's Louisa, Heather, Taylor, Jacob, Amrit and Samuel who go on to get their orange brain belts.
Because I got the highest score, I think I might not do so well in the next one.
It was kind of creepy because in the training, me and Jacob both messed up a bit, though I don't like to admit it, and then we both came sort of last.
I'm going to win.
Brain-Jitsu! Brainy, not so brainy.
Who's the clever clogs and whose brain needs a lot more training? Numbers. What would we do without them? Well, lots of stuff really, but certainly not counting. Now, a young French mathematician called Blaise Pascal realised just how important numbers were and went and invented the first adding machine in the early 1600s. Calculate-tastic. Now, back in 1983, a routine Canadian flight had to make an emergency landing. Why? Well, this was the first aircraft to use the metric system, and the ground crew loaded 20,000 pounds of fuel rather than 20,000 kilos by mistake. Whoops. Luckily, the pilot managed to get everyone safely onto the ground. Phew. Brainy Pascal. Not so brainy like 174.
Brain-Jitsu!
Competition in Brain-Jitsu Dojo hotting up. Only 6 brainy remain to battle it out under watchful eye of Shihan. Laid back Louisa, first to secure place in dojo.
Right now I'm feeling so relieved.
Jacob, full of confidence.
You're not going to win, because I am.
Heather, well placed in both levels. Samuel, desperate to get hand on black belt.
I'm going to win the black belt because I'm really focused and concentrated.
Amrit. And Taylor, dark horse of group. Challenges about to get even tougher. And only 2 brainy will make through to final test. table of supreme focus, where must move ball with power of mind for chance to win Brain-Jitsu Black Brain Belt. Here's the time for Level 3. Result!
Now, we all like to chat, but did you know that using words to communicate is one of the main reasons why our brains have grown so incredibly powerful? And that having a conversation exercises both halves of the brain. Now, if all that's doing your head in, allow me to explain. Imagine you're on a movie set where each crew member is focusing on their own particular job, but the director, he has to be aware of what everyone's doing. It's the same with the brain. There's the left half, which deals with the details, and there's the right half, which looks at the overall picture. This next level of training strengthens my brainie's focus by working one half of their brain under pressure. Hey, pump it up!
Room of mental nourishment.
It's our brainie's second visit to the room of mental nourishment, where once again they'll train in preparation for the next challenge, which remember is all about using the two halves of the brain to communicate.
Brain training. Get into pairs. Direct the blindfolded trainee to stack the blocks using only one hand.
So up, that is. Left, down.
By working in pairs, our brainees will discover just how much brain power it takes to communicate, both speaking and listening. The boys' team of Jacob and Samuel get off to a flyer.
Left a bit, left a tiny bit more. Yeah, leave it there. Maybe get both your hands. Check the side. That's good. Yeah.
Little wonder, given that Samuel's tactic appears to be making sure he's the only person in the room who can be heard.
Okay, left hand, get really close to you. The side that's heavy.
But Louisa and Amrit aren't far behind, and like the boys, are using both the right and left side of their brain to communicate clearly.
Maybe pull the top three a bit more.
Get another one of the long ones.
But far from using the left side of her brain to concentrate on Taylor's instructions, Heather is finding the old task a bit of a giggle. Oh dear, time for a brain tip.
Tip. Use short, clear instructions. Imagine yourself hearing them.
Now put it
In other
towards
words,
your
what our guiders need to do is imagine what information their teammates need, because good communication means putting yourself in someone else's shoes.
Yeah, lie it down sideways. There'll be another.
This time, Heather decides that she's gonna give the instructions, but her message is still a bit fuzzy.
Right, now grab a big one. No, yeah, that one. Forward.
Shimmering skyscrapers. The boys are continuing where they left off. One false move at this sort of altitude and their towering effort could quickly turn to rubble. Meanwhile, Heather and Taylor's communication is still leaving a lot to be desired.
Long.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's it. Right, perfect. Leave it like that. I did try and give short sentences like up, down, cross.
You were really confusing me at some points, so...
How can you say I was confused? I was giving nice, precise sentences.
We think we're best because he's really good at telling me where to put the blocks.
We use really short, precise instructions, like I said on the tip, and I think it's fair to say that we did the best.
So, can the boys take their training into the dojo? Can laid-back Louisa land her second level win? And will happy Heather stop giggling and start focusing? It's time to find out, as our six now put their communication training to the test.
This is test of communication skill. So, 6 brainy must first divide into teams of 2 by drawing chopsticks. As quickly as possible, teams must whack open 6 lanterns containing number that go together to form sum. Pairs first need to decide who is guider, who is whacker. Whackers will be blindfolded and will be relying on guider to locate lanterns. When all 6 are opened, brainies stop clock by shouting Brain-Jitsu. Quicker they whack lanterns, more time they have to pick up numbers and work out sum. When brainies are happy with answer, hit gong! First 2 teams to provide correct answer get green belts and advance to next level. 1 brainy from losing team will be eliminated.
The key to success here is for the guider to use the right side of their brain to follow their teammates' progress and give them clear instructions. For their partner, it's vital they use the left side of their brain to focus on these instructions and nothing else.
Walk forward, take one step. Okay. Raise your arm up. Whack. Okay. Turn to face.
First to put their communication training to the test are Louisa and Taylor. With laid-back Louisa calling the shots and Taylor under the blindfold, the girls get off to a good start. But they quickly run into problems.
Whack. Whack. That's better. Turn to face the front. To face
It's
the
all
front.
very well saying face front, but who's front?
Walk forward. Whack. Okay, bring arm up again. Whack. That's better.
After a bit more air tennis, the girls finally stop the clock.
Okay. Brain-Jitsu.
But at 2 minutes 8 seconds, it's not the quickest of times, and they'll have to wait to discover if it's bought them any extra time to find their numbers.
Walk forward, step forward. Arm up, whack,
Next up is Heather and Amrit.
whack.
And it looks like Heather's continued where she left off with her training, getting the left side of her brain into a right old muddle.
Take a step to your right. Your right. No, to your right. Okay, whack. Okay, forward.
But at last the girls get into their rhythm, stopping the clock in 1 minute 20 seconds.
Brain-Jitsu.
Okay, side step right.
Last up are Samuel and Jacob, who both performed well during training.
Okay, forward. Whack.
As before, it's Samuel who's using the right side of his brain to direct his partner. And like an army sergeant major, he's making sure that Jacob can hear him.
Whack. Okay, forward.
With Jacob hitting harder than a ninja's stomach, the boys make light work of the lanterns. But just as a record time beckons, Jacob's radar goes awry.
Okay, arm up. Whack. 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 Brain-Jitsu.
The boys stop the clock in 1 minute 27. Pretty good, but not as good as it could have been. As the fastest to whack all 6 lanterns, it's Happy, Heather and Amrit, who set off first to find their numbers, with the others following in 5-second intervals. Here's what our brainees are looking for. See if you can work out the sum. Remember, the first 2 teams to work it out will go through to the next level. Sharper than a pair of samurai swords, Heather and Amrit find the solution in next to no time. But the boys' focus seems to have deserted them, and Louisa and Taylor bang their gong next. So, do the numbers add up? 20 times 3 divided by 2 equals 30. That looks good. In fact, all our teams have found the right answer. But as the last to finish, it's Samuel and confident Jacob who'll be battling it out to avoid elimination in the...
Stare up.
With just 1 green belt up for grabs, both brainees must use all their powers of focus to fight the urge to blink. The first to falter will be eliminated. Oh, and almost immediately it's Samuel, who drops his guard. What a disaster for the young brainee. While confident Jacob can join the other brainees who are already through, for Samuel, it's time to hand over his orange brain belt and leave the dojo.
Walk of eternal regret.
Well, I'm feeling really sad that I've gone out. Well, we were really encouraged by the training, but it just didn't really work out in the actual challenge.
So, with 4 levels to go, it's Louisa, Heather, Taylor, Jacob and Amrit who line up for their green belts.
I think in the next round, the last boy is going to come out and the girls are going to win.
Now I just want to get as far as I can and beat the girls because I'm the only boy left.
Brain-Jitsu.
Level 4. Blue belt.
This 4th level requires our brainees to master a primitive part of the brain called the amygdala, the area that responds to threat. Remember the last time you felt afraid or panicky? Maybe that time you were about to take a really crucial penalty. Well, that feeling was triggered by the old amygdala. Now, stress can make you lose focus. Fact. which is why my brainies must train to keep their emotions under control.
Room of mental nourishment.
We're back in the room of mental nourishment, and it's time for our 5 remaining green belt holders to overcome their fear and stay focused.
Brain training. Form a circle. Pass a disgusting drink around the circle, only passing it on when you have said a different word relating to the last word someone says. After 1 minute, the brainy holding the drink has to drink it.
But drink what? The answer is a cup full of seaweed. Nice.
Traffic lights.
Red.
Round 1, and our brainies are doing well, reeling off words as calmly as a Zen master in a health spa.
Flowers.
Grass.
Ants.
But the gong can't be far off, and our brainies would do well to step up the pace.
9. 10.
Oh, there it is, but who's been left holding the cup of yuck?
I think you should both drink it.
No, but 1 minute. I already said my word. I was ready to pass it on, yeah, and I've passed it.
You both have to drink it.
Go on, Louisa.
Come on, Amrit.
Laid back Louisa goes first. That's right, girl. Grab a few of those jelly beans, that'll take the taste away. Time for a training tip, I think.
Here's a tip. Concentrate. Try to blank out the time and fear of the drink to avoid panicking.
Focusing only on the task in hand is useful advice anytime you feel nervous. The calmer you are, the better you'll perform. But as the pace picks up, it's Amrit who's briefly lost for words.
Glasses, frame.
Picture.
Photograph.
Painting.
Drawing.
There's the second gong, and once again, 2 brainies are left holding the drink of stink.
Go on, gulp it down.
No, Taylor, that was nothing.
It's not that bad, actually.
That's enough.
I think the tip helped because I wasn't scared of the drink. And I just thought of something really quickly and passed it on.
I think I was quick, but I think I was just unlucky to have to stop at me twice.
What, 2 times in a row?
Yeah, because it was Taylor. She was being so slow, so then when she passed it on to me, it ranks.
So, how will confident Jacob cope with being the last boy left? And will Amrit ever get over her double dose of seaweed? It's time to find out as our 5 are challenged to overcome their fears once again.
Creepy crawly word grab.
This level, real test of mind over matter for brainies, and will push them to really overcome their fear. Underneath the creepy crawlies lie an assortment of letters worth different points. Brainies have just 1 minute to plunge hands into tank and pick out up to 7 letters each. They then have a further minute to make higher scoring word they can.
To do well, my brainies must block out the signals coming from their amygdala and ignore the creepy crawlies. The quicker they combat their fear, the more time they'll have to pick out the high-scoring letters. Underneath this pile of cockroaches are an extra 5 golden letters. If our brainies manage to use one in their word, they'll double their score. There's the gong, and our 5 fearless brainies dive in.
What is that?
Unless I'm very much mistaken, Amrit, that is a big fat juicy cockroach. Just don't tell your amygdala. While Heather looks afraid of getting a nasty nip at any moment, confident Jacob is quietly going about his business, focusing on just picking out those letters. The minute's up. Our brainies now have a further minute to make the highest scoring word they can from their letters. Amrit has found herself one of the golden letters, which is good news if she can just make a word.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
See if you can make a word from the anagram on the screen now. There's the second gong. How have our brainies done?
Dozes.
With a Z in her word, that's a brain-tastic 14 points for laid-back Louisa.
Poet.
That's 6 points for Happy Heather.
Being.
9 points for Taylor.
Hello.
Confident Jacob picks up 7 points.
Whips.
And with that golden W in her word, it's a stonking 16 points for Amrit. And so, by just a single point, it's Happy Heather who must leave the dojo.
Walk of eternal regret.
It's really annoying because I did get very short words. If I'd taken a bit more time on the lettering and thought about my words, I probably wouldn't be out by now.
So, with 3 levels to go, those who use their craniums to conquer the cockroaches are duly rewarded with their blue belts.
Well, the cockroaches obviously were disgusting, and you just have to think, well, if I want to stay in, I've got to get over this and do it and put my hands in them.
Training helped me a lot because when I had to drink the drink twice, I really didn't want to, but then when I did the task, it made me realise if I can drink the drink, then I can just do the task.
Brain-Jitsu. Brainy, not so brainy.
Who's the clever clogs and whose brain needs a lot more training? Mount Everest, what a beauty! Now these two geezers, Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay, was the first to climb it. In the ultimate test of mind over matter, not only did they conquer a blooming great mountain, but they also had to battle against snow, ice and temperatures that would freeze your thermals off. Mount-tastic! Now, take a look at this lot. They don't climb steep slopes, they prefer to roll down them. And for what? A blooming bit of cheese, that's what. Damn, that's Gouda hurt. Brainy, Hillary and Tenzing. Not so brainy, cheese-rolling chumps.
Brain-Jitsu.
Tension in Brain-Jitsu Dojo mounting. Just 4 young hopeful remain to compete under watchful eye of Shihan. Confident Jacob.
Now I just want to get as far as I can and beat the girls.
Led back Louisa. Also Amrit, winner of last 3 level.
I think in the next round, the last boy is going to go out and the girls are going to win.
And Taylor. Only 2 brainy will make final showdown. Table of supreme focus. Where must move forward with power of mind. Brain-Jitsu black brain belt is within their grasp. Is a time for level 5. Red belt!
Now, if you're learning how to ride a half-pipe on a BMX bike, then you might be interested to know that your new hobby is doing wonders for your old grey matter, exercising both the thinking part of the brain, the cerebrum, and the doing part, the cerebellum. You see, doing new things increases the flow of blood into your head, which keeps your brain cells topped up with the oxygen they need to perform at their best. So, in level 5, my brainees are going to be challenged to learn new skills. Now, you can speed up how quickly the brain takes in new stuff. And this is what our brainees are going to train for now.
Room of mental nourishment.
It's our brainees' 4th visit to the room of mental nourishment, where they'll be training their brains in how to learn new skills.
Brain training. Flip and catch as many drink coasters as you can.
Do you look they're like that or something?
Our brainees throw themselves into the task, and the room descends into chaos.
Jacob's a boy, he can do this sort of thing.
Ouch!
I really can't even flip them.
Taylor, in particular, is struggling to get both the thinking part and the doing part of her brain to work together.
I can't even hold them properly.
I think the idea, Taylor, is to flip, not flap.
Then they go straight.
Time for a training tip.
Here's a tip for all you ladies. Approach this positively. Laugh out loud for 30 seconds.
That's just a really weird tip.
In fact, it's not as weird as it sounds. You see, a fit of the giggles actually increases our heart rate, which sends more oxygen into the brain, helping it to perform at its best. So, why not try it the next time you're about to try something new? Let's see if it's worked. Not bad.
Oh, yes!
In fact, Taylor has even adapted her training.
You just say smile and flip it. And smile. Smile.
And before long, our brainees are performing more flips than a ninja entered into a gymnastics competition.
Obviously, the tips seem to help, to be positive at everything, so I think we got a lot better, don't you?
I actually gave the group a tip to say that if you said smile and smile when you flipped it, you could actually catch it.
Well, it did work when I did it a couple of times with one thing, then I tried 4, and it just went all over the place.
I think we're just overconfident.
So, will Smiley Taylor's new technique help her to win the next brain belt? And will Jacob's confidence be his downfall? Only time will tell as our 4 put their latest brain training to the test.
Quick, don't drip.
Brainy must use training to keep clear head and steady hand to carry water across obstacle course, spilling as little as possible. There is trampoline to glide over, seesaw to deal with, and stairs to climb. Although racing against clock, the more water Brainies manage to keep in bowls, the more seconds they'll have knocked off their overall time. Brainy with slowest time will be eliminated.
The tip for my brainies in this next task is to remain calm and think positive thoughts. Giving in to frustration will only lessen their focus and slow them up. The she-hand fills the bowls and you can almost taste the tension in the dojo. But which of our 4 brainees will best use their training to master this tricky new task? Laid-back Louisa is first to go and immediately picks up a 5-second penalty for stepping onto, not over the green box. Louisa's certainly concentrating, but she could do with focusing less on her bowl and a bit more on where she's going. Now for the seesaw, and a few more precious drops of water waste away. It's all over, and while not that slow, you have to wonder if Louisa really has made the most of her training. For every unit of water saved, our brainees have 1 second subtracted from their time. So with 20 units left, that's 20 seconds Louisa will have knocked off her overall total. Will it be enough? It's now Smiley Taylor's turn to get her cerebrum working with her cerebellum. Can she repeat her impressive form from training? It's a steady start, but is it too steady? She may not have spilt any water yet, but I've seen fossils form faster than that. Nicely does it over the trampoline though. But oh dear, the seesaw strikes, making Taylor lose more water than a sumo in a sauna. 1 or 2 more wobbles and Taylor reaches the end. But how much liquid has she got left? That's 19 units, not as much as Louisa, but will it be enough to see her through? It's now the turn of confident Jacob, but right from the off, his balance is all over the place. He might be fast, but his ball is looking like a mini tsunami. Splish. Splash. And splosh. So, with just 15 seconds subtracted from his time, has Jacob's speed been enough to see him through? Last to go is high-flying Amrit. Will she remember her training and stay positive? A little leak here. A little leak there. But on the whole, it's a cracking performance. Her training's really paid off. Just a small spillage on the seesaw. And Amrit's home and dry. With 16 units of saved water, has she done enough? Let's find out. Laid back Louisa finished in 1 minute 29 seconds. Take away 20 seconds for her 20 units of saved water, and that's a final time of 1 minute 9 seconds. Smiley Taylor finished in 2 minutes 2 seconds, minus 19 seconds for a 19 units of water, and that's a final time of 1 minute 43. Confident Jacob got round in a quick fire 43 seconds, minus 15 seconds for his saved water, gives him a final total of 28 seconds. Finally, Amrit, who got round in 58 seconds, minus 16 seconds for her 16 units of saved water, and that gives her a final time of 42 seconds. All of which means that it's Smiley Taylor who is eliminated and must leave the dojo.
Walk of eternal regret.
As I went through the different stages, I felt that more and more that I would be able to get to the black belt, but I'm not that disappointed because I got quite far.
With just 2 levels to go, that just leaves Louisa, Jacob and Amrit to stand proud in red.
I didn't do as well as I thought I did. Obviously, I've got to up my game and notice things and make sure I'm doing what I need to be doing.
This time, I didn't make it by the skin of my teeth. I won it. Now I feel so confident I'm gonna win the black belt.
Brain-Jitsu.
Level 6, Prawn Bolt!
It's this level which will decide which 2 of my remaining brainees will go on to battle it out
For the black belt.
Now, imagine you're a gymnast. Not only do you have your routine to remember, but you've got to keep in time to the music. And you've got a load of people watching you. It's remembering stuff like this under pressure that level 6 is all about. It centres around 3 areas of the brain. The seeing part, the occipital lobes, the memory part, the temporal lobes, and the movement part, the cerebellum. To the max.
Room of mental nourishment.
Our 3 surviving brainees are back in the room of mental nourishment, this time for a dose of memory training.
Brain training. Memorize the sequence of colours. Okay, we've got 30 seconds to do this. You remember these ones. I remember these ones.
The last 3.
So just remember what your ones and your ones. Okay. Orange, green.
I think the idea is to remember the whole sequence, Amrit, not just a little bit.
I'll go first. Pink, red, blue, pink.
Orange, green, purple.
Yellow, green, silver.
I think we got it all right.
I should hope so. Let's see if a tip will encourage our brainees to stretch themselves a bit.
Tip. Create a song linking the colours together.
How about we mix them all up and then each of us memorizes the whole line?
That's more like it. Now for some real brain training.
Still say real. It's squishy.
Okay, so the order is orange, red, green, yellow, pink, purple, green, silver, blue, and pink.
Memory training like this isn't just great for the brain, it's also very useful. Try turning your school timetable into a song and see if you can remember every class.
We've got 2.
No, pink, blue, silver, 2.
In the middle, green and red both have 1 syllable.
Green, red.
And the 2 on the outside have 2 syllables.
Hang on a minute, I thought our brainees were meant to be making up a song.
Blue, silver 2, green is its brother, and purple is its sister. Starts with pink, yellow, green, red, orange. Hey, we got it all right. In the training, I think I took the lead, but from Jacob, we had, the fact that blue and silver 2 rhymed.
I think Jacob is good, but I think Louisa might do better than him because she's controlling it a lot. So that could either show 2 things. She's either scared of it or that she's really confident, so I'm not sure.
I hope she's scared. I don't want her to be confident.
So, will laid-back Louisa prove to be a scaredy cat? Will Jacob continue to be the most confident? Or will high-flying Amrit bag her 4th level win? Only time will tell as our final 3 put their memory training to the test for one of 2 brown brain belts and a place on the table of supreme focus.
Super Memory Dizzy Dash.
A brainy is a spin around on dizzy wheel, total of 10 times. while using all power of focus to memorize 5 images in front of them. Then must race against clock to cross balancing beam and collect exact opposite of those image from 10 hanging above them. If Brainy remember seeing sun, then must pick moon. When happy they have arranged images in correct order, must hit gong to make clock stop.
My tip for the Brainies is to keep focused on the main objective and use their training to link the 5 images together. So, as our final 3 brave the dizzy wheel, will their memory training help them to remember the images and ignore the effects of being spun round like termites in a tornado? Time to spin. Laid-back Louisa's mouthing the names of the images to herself. A smart tactic. Don't forget, our Brainies must fight their dizziness and pick out the opposite images of the ones they saw on the wheel. So, here are the images that Louisa saw. And here are their opposites. For every one she gets wrong, there's a 5-second penalty. The Brainy with the slowest time will be eliminated from the dojo. And it looks like her training has paid off because that's 5 out of 5. But Louisa will have to wait to find out if she's been quick enough. Next to wobble off the wheel is confident Jacob. But Jacob's just realised he's only got 4 images.
What was it again?
Come on, Jacob, focus. There's the gong, and that looks like a full set. But as his mistake cost him dear. Last to go is high-flying Amrit. Oops, steady.
Oh no, I've only got 3.
Yes, and you need 5.
Fire.
That doesn't look like the right order though. Calling on all her training, Amrit has another go. There's the gong. And like her fellow Brainies, Amrit's also got the right order, which means that this result is going to come down to speed. Laid back Louisa finished in 1 minute 6 seconds. But confident Jacob finished in a quicker 59 seconds. While high-flying Amrit finished in 1 minute 1 second. Meaning that it's she and Jacob who go through. And so, by a mere 5 seconds, it's laid-back Louisa whose journey has finally come to an end.
Walk of eternal regret.
I'm obviously very disappointed to be out of Brain-Jitsu, but it happens to most people except for one, and this was my time.
So, with just 1 level to go, that leaves confident Jacob and high-flying Amrit to don their brown brain belts and prepare for the final showdown.
Everybody thought I was going to lose on this one, but I won it.
I really, really want this black belt, but Jacob thinks he's going to win it because he's so overconfident.
Well, I'm going to win this. I'm not going to lose. Failure is not an option.
Brain-Jitsu.
8 young hopeful arrive at Brain Training Dojo to fight for Brain-Jitsu Black Brain Belt. As training got tougher, so Brainies fell by wayside. Some lack focus. Others let pressure get to them. Now just 2 remain. Confident Jacob, winner of last 2 level.
This time, I didn't make it by the skin of my teeth. I won it.
High-flying Amrit, most consistent of all Brainy.
I think in the next round, the last boy is going to come out and the girls are going to win. I really, really want this black belt.
But who will use brain training to the max to win last challenge? Level 7, Black Belt!
So, this is it. Between my 2 remaining Brainies and the black belt stands Brain-Jitsu's ultimate challenge. A mental duel that is head-to-head in every sense. The battlefield? A table. But not just any table. For this, my friends, is the table of supreme focus, where our two brainees will attempt to move a ball across the table using only the power of their mind. By getting this far, they've already demonstrated mental control under many different types of pressure. But now they must learn to focus their minds by entering a state of total calm. To prepare them, my two finalists will need to get into the zone.
Room of mental nourishment.
In this, their final visit to the room of mental nourishment, our last two brainees are about to train in how to stay focused no matter what's happening around them.
Brain training. Mentally prepare yourself for the final task. Don't let the sounds put you off.
So, our two finalists must block out the noises and concentrate only on finding their focus. Both brainees are doing well. High-flying Amrit, a picture of relaxation, and confident Jacob, a study in concentration. But hang on, Amrit has decided that this, of all moments, is the time to start a pillow fight. But Jacob is refusing to take the bait, training to the very end. Is there nothing that will put this young brainee off? Time for a training tip.
Tip. Tense and then relax individual parts of your body from head to toe. Okay.
Suffering Sumo's Amrit's at it again, doing her best to undermine Jacob's preparation. You have to wonder if this is disturbing her focus more than Jacob's. Finally, Jacob can resist no longer. Oh dear, oh dear.
Okay. I win. I feel so prepared for this task that I'm going to win it.
At first I was focused and then I tried to unfocus you. And then even at the end, you was unfocused and you started hitting me with a pillow.
What she says isn't true.
So, will confident Jacob keep his focus for the next task? And will high-flying Amrit come to regret her decision to resort to underhand tactics? Let's find out.
Table of supreme focus.
Rules are simple. Each brainee must push ball to the opponent's end of table using only power of mind. Sensors in brainees' headbands measure brainwaves. This is converted into electrical signal, which moves ball. More focused mind, stronger signal, and faster ball will travel. See how brainees are doing on this readout. 2 lines represent each player's brainwaves. Lower the line, more concentrated their mind.
To make sure this is the test of all tests, our brainees must win the best of 3 rounds. So, this is the big one. Our 2 finalists must use all their brain training to enter their zone of absolute focus. This is the reason they came to the dojo. This is the moment they've been training for. It's Jacob who's first to get the ball rolling. His lower green brainwave showing that he just has the mental edge over his opponent. And although Amrit is doing her best to fight back, she seems powerless to reverse the direction of the ball. Ooh, it's 1-0 to confident Jacob, and it looks as though high-flying Amrit is paying the price for not taking her training seriously. Round 2. Once again, it's another flying start for Jacob. Just for a moment, Amrit is able to resist, her training at last kicking in. But then her thin black line goes back to being just as up and down as a flea in an elevator. Little by little, Jacob piles on the pressure, his focus steady throughout. It's all over, and it's Jacob who's emerged triumphant, using his training to prove himself a true master of the mind and worthy winner of the black belt of Brain-Jitsu.
Yes! Can't believe I've won the black belt. I can't describe how good I feel.
But glory for one brings disappointment for another. And although she fought valiantly, high-flying Amrit must now leave the dojo.
Walk of eternal regret.
I was trying to be calm, but I was really, really worried. I think Jacob probably did have the upper hand because he didn't look so worried as I did. At the moment, I'm feeling really happy that I got this far, but I suppose I am a little bit upset that I didn't get to win the black belt.
What an amazing display of mental focus from Jacob, always confident. This determined young brainy refused to back down. Drawing on all his brain training, he held his nerve to snatch that black brain belt from Amrit's grasp.
Woohoo! The way I moved the ball was I just sat there and stared at her, just not thinking of anything except that I was going to win. And the ball just went beep, beep, beep. I don't think Amrit should have been hitting me with the pillows. She should have been concentrating just like me, because if she did that, she probably would have had a better chance of winning it. Oh, I can't believe it. Can't believe I got this.
Our journey has come to an end. Another brainy has proven themselves worthy to wear the Brain-Jitsu black belt. But while Brain-Jitsu might represent the most extreme form of brain training, its philosophy can be shared by all. Each and every one of you has it in your power to grow your mind. All it takes is dedication and practice. This has been
Brain-Jitsu. Calling all children of People World. Tronji World is online. Come and visit our lovely Happy Lands. I will give you missions to complete to make all the Tronjis happy. There's so much adventure. There's a world of ways to discover Tronji.
Go to the CBBC website, click on Tronji and let the colour in.
How about Summer Holidays That Last Forever campaign?
Certificate. Not very catchy, is it?
Oh, all right. Move Christmas holidays to a warmer month campaign.
That's a really good idea. Not. I mean, what's a Christmas without being able to build snowmen? Did you learn nothing from your Make Easter Holidays a Bit Longer campaign?
Mahable. Well, I learned one thing, yeah.
What's that?
It was a complete and utter waste of time.
Brilliant.
Hi. It's Easter. And all across the land, children are enjoying their first weeks of Easter holidays.
Hooray for Easter! I'm having such fun, Unky Dan.
But are you, little Jimmy? Are you really?
Oh, yes, it's just as good as summer, and I get a chocolate egg too.
Well, what if I was to tell you that the Easter holidays are much shorter than the summer ones?
Shorter?
Yes, little Jimmy. A whole 4 weeks shorter. How does that egg taste now?
Has the bitter taste of disappointment. Don't want it now.
Poor, poor little Johnny.
Jimmy?
His whole holidays lies in ruins, thanks to the inequality of school holidays. So I'm asking you, dig deep inside your heart and join our campaign to make Easter holidays a bit longer. Mahable, let's return that smile to little Jimmy's face.
I only want more time so I can watch Dan and Jeff.
Yes, little Jimmy, get off now.
But especially Ed and Alto, they're the best.
No, seriously, I don't like urchins.
All on CBBC's Easter Holidays, starting with Alistair Fury.
Mahable.
You join us as Dan is about to take to the skies and spread the word of our Make Easter Holidays a Bit Longer campaign. Are you ready, Dan?
I've got my leaflets. I've got my balloon. I'm ready, Jeff.
Excellent. Well, Dan is going to soar up through a specially constructed tube all the way out of Television Centre's roof and fly across the country distributing the Mahabal word.
Mahabal power! All right, up, up and away! Up, up and away! Fly!
Yeah, Dan, I think you've got too much weight. You're going to need to lose some.
Yeah, you're not too slim yourself, Chunky.
No, Dan, I mean in the basket. Do you have anything heavy? Dan, why do you need a cello?
Well, you said I needed instruments, Jeff.
Fantastic. Get rid of it. Right. Nope. Anything else heavy?
Yeah, but I don't want to get rid of it.
What is it?
Well, it's my lucky boulder, Jeff. You should never go ballooning without your lucky boulder.
Get rid of it.
All right, catch. No! Nah, still nothing, Jeff. Wait, I'm going to check the balloon out. Hold on a minute. Let's have a look. No, that seems to be in check. I just don't see what the problem is.
Yeah, I think I do now. He's holding a red balloon. My name is Dave and I'm from Switch. Danny boy has got an itch. He wants his Easter a little bit longer. Join with me into Mahabal Conga. Make Easter longer. 2 weeks is stronger. So sing my song. Hear me now with the Mahabal Conga. We are styling. Hit me, Dan.
What?
Hit me. We are styling.
Well, if you say
Hit
so.
me. Hit me.
I love this hip-hop stuff.
Hello and welcome to Best